kicked me off, but I'm back. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button when y'all come back. Hopefully y'all come back. But oh my God. I'm sorry. I just clicked on it to read the comments. And Ray, I'm so sorry to hear that. If you are here, if you are back. Hey, Jamela. Hey, Tamika. Thank you guys for coming back in because it kicked me right on off. But it's okay because I'm still going to talk about it. We need to talk about these emotions that we be having that we just don't deal with. That's why a lot of us, hey, thank you. That's why a lot of us are struggling as adults because we have unresolved emotions. Like, if you're a parent, right, you probably can think about your childhood and like if you got whoopings or most people classify them as beatings. I'm pretty sure you said this, right? I'm never gonna beat my child. I'm never gonna beat my child. I'm never gonna put my hands on my child. I'm never gonna do anything like that, right? But in reality, you probably looking at your child like I probably should have beat you. I probably not beat you, but I probably should have disciplined you, right? Like you can look at yourself and be like, everything your parents did to you, you said you're not going to do to your child. When at the time you were a child, you was like, why is my mom whooping me for coming in late? It wasn't, I don't think it was necessarily the fact that you got a whooping because you came in late. It was because look at the world we live in. I feel like sometimes parents do be trying to look out for us and protect us, and we just don't be knowing because we be like, oh, I gotta hang out with my friends, I gotta be outside. And in reality, it's like, no, you, the safest place is in your house. But let me tell you this, with this whole internet, I was having a discussion with somebody and I said, we all, like people always be talking about like check on your strong friend or check on your weak friends. But who's checking on these kids? Kids, teenagers, people that's out here like, because you know they're experiencing the pandemic too. Like, who's talking to? Are you talking to your children to say, hey, how are you feeling? What do you think of what's going on with you? How was school this year? Like, could you imagine? Like, I couldn't imagine. I I could honestly say I don't think I would have finished school if I would have had to do the whole virtual thing. Nah, I struggle with Zoom. I'm an adult and I struggle with Zoom meetings. I know my way around computers back and forth, but I still struggle with Zoom meetings. Like, I don't know. I couldn't imagine waking up just to go to school on a computer and then having to sit in the computer. Like, there's no interaction. There's no. I couldn't imagine that. So I was like, who's looking out for the kids? Like, are there programs? Are there like chat groups or like how do kids, teenagers, how do they interact? Like, how are they surviving this pandemic? Like, think about the kids that would go to school to eat lunch, or only time they ate was when they were at school. Like, then I started to think about the people in domestic violence situations. Like, I'm telling you, like, my mind just started to go. Like, and here I am, was in a pandemic, and I just, you know, my world got flipped upside down, and I was just like, dang. I wasn't even thinking about me. I was thinking about people around me. Like, man, I want to feed some kids. I want to make sure the homeless got tents. Like, I was just thinking like that. And then I realized, I said that because I'm about to tell, I realized that was how I coped with my emotions. If I was preoccupied, if I was like so busy, I didn't have time in my brain. I didn't have time to deal with being sad or being angry or the situation that was going on. I didn't have time. All the time in the world, but I didn't have time. So then as I got closer to 2021, I sat down with myself and I was just like, I have to do this for me. The remaining of my life is going to be for me. For me, in the sense of I'm going to talk about how I feel. I'm going to talk about the things that I go through because I know I'm not the first person to get a divorce. I'm not the first lesbian to marry another woman and get a divorce. I know I'm not. Many of you watching are probably, and I'm not even the first person to get a divorce, but I'll be the first person. Maybe I'm not the first person, but I will be the first person to talk about it. I'll talk about it from the perspective of it hurts. It hurts. Here, I consider myself to be a really strong person. Like, I don't be giving a fuck about nothing. But this one stopped me in my tracks. When I tell you, like, I literally, grief, anger, there's been happy moments when I look at old photos or videos. I just think about those times. Like, I think about the memories of that. But honestly, for the last 10 months, it's been like anger and sadness. And not so much anger at her or anger at the situation, it's anger at myself. Like, just how could I guilt? I think that's what I'll label it as, guilt. Like, how could I allow myself to be in that situation? Like, how? Love was how. Love is how. It's love. Like, it's not love in the form of, oh yeah, I love you, or we just got married because it. No, it's like love. Like, I have a deep admiration, a deep appreciation for what was. And I honestly feel like me being able to apply words to my feelings for the last 10 months has helped me through this. Like, I was on vacation the last couple of weeks. Y'all probably saw it. Don't worry, I got some more videos. I just haven't been able to sit down and like put them all together. But I'm going to actively work to do that in the next 48 hours. But I was on vacation, and amazingly, I've traveled so much in my life, and I can honestly say, well, when I went on the cruise in 2019, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed every bit of that. I'm gonna see, like, I found some cruise videos, so I'm gonna see, maybe I'll have to cut out people so y'all could see the experience that I had for the cruise. Because, I'm not trying to bad blood with anybody, because I love everybody. But I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to see if I can edit it a different way. But I found cruise videos, and it was just, that was when I had a good time. Well, when I went to Vegas and Washington and Seattle the last couple of weeks, I came back on the train yesterday, and I made it home. And before I went live, I literally just sat and I cried, and I was just like, I haven't traveled where I just felt free in so long. Like, free where I didn't have to worry about work. I didn't have to worry about anything other than just being, just existing. And for me, it was just like, I like this feeling. I like being responsible for me. I spent so many years of my life being responsible for everyone else. I love being responsible for me. Like, I like being able, somebody say, hey, you should do this, and I like being said, no, I shouldn't. I like no has become my new favorite word. Like, I don't know, maybe like some of you are like always want to make sure everybody around you is good, and like, that was the thing that was hindering me from being successful in my life. And I'm saying that only because I was so worried about everyone else that I would neglect my own self just to make sure everyone else was good. So when I came back on the train, like, it was a full circle moment for me. I'm going to tell you why. I never thought When I turned 14, I couldn't see a day past 14. A day, a minute, I couldn't see nothing past 14. Like, I literally was blank. I was empty. I was an empty vessel, not even caring about what happened in the next moment. So for yesterday to turn 41, it's 14 backwards. But to turn 41 and be in a place where I can talk about things or just experience things from a pure heart, a pure mind, just a pure space, for me was just like indescribable. I don't have a word to put there. Words, I just don't have it. It's just that's what it is. And then I was riding the train and I was like, I remember when I was little, we would take the train to St. Louis. Like, we was always on the train. Always. And so then it was while I was on the train and I was just like, oh my God, this is like a full circle moment. Like, and I started crying then too. I got a lot of tears, but you know, crying releases. But I was just like, it's a full circle moment. I'm definitely going to do a video because the route I took over these last 2 weeks with my traveling was something I had to do for me. And I'm going to tell y'all about it, but I'm still going to do a video. Whenever I would go to travel outside of Wisconsin, I would have severe panic attacks. Like, severe. Like, I'm telling you, I literally thought I was dying. So I wouldn't go anywhere. And then if I did go somewhere, I always had her here with me, so I would be cool. Like, I would, you know, it would be cool. So then when the opportunity came for me to go to Vegas, I was like, you know what? I want to go to Vegas. And I'm going to fly there. And then I'm going to fly from Vegas to Washington. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the train back. Now, mind you, I just told you, anytime I got ready to leave, like, even I took the train to Chicago a couple of times. If you've ever had a panic attack, you know exactly what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to tell you how serious it gets, right? We were going on a trip to Colorado. Like, we had planned it. Everything was good. We was going to Colorado. I got in the car. We're going down the highway. I'm starting to hyperventilate. Like, I can't catch my breath. The walls of the car is closing in. I got music on. I got my socks off. It is winter time. I'm like, y'all have to pull over. Like, pull over. I can't just pull over. We on the highway. They pull over. I hop out the car. Winter time. Snow. If you from Wisconsin, you know. Winter, cold, snow. I hop out of the car, take my socks off, and stand on the ice and the snow. I grounded myself. Only way I could get back in the car was for me to drive. Because that was the only way I didn't feel confined. I didn't feel like... So, I get on the plane. I leave. I drive here to go to Vegas. I drive from here to Chicago. I get on a plane. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to give my disclaimer. I might cry. I don't even know if I'm going to make it through this just because emotions is needed to happen for me. I got on a plane. Now, whenever I would travel, I have a cane. I have a walker. I'm supposed to use these things. But, you know, I be feeling like, you know, I'm good. Y'all be seeing me. I be working out. So I would usually sit in the front of the plane. I've never sat past the first 4 rows of the plane, right? I get on the plane. I'm walking through the airport. Usually by this time, I'm freaking out. I wasn't freaking out at all, y'all. I didn't freak out not one moment. I got on the plane. I'm going to tell y'all where I sat. I flew Southwest, right? I walked past the first 4 rows. I walked past the middle of the plane. And I sat towards the end of the plane. Not one time did I freak out. Not one time did I have a panic attack. I got off the plane. I was like, wait, something wrong with me, because I would usually be having panic attacks. I would be freaking out. Like, I get to Vegas, I hang out. Y'all saw some video, and some more video footage gonna come. And it came time for me to leave to go from Vegas to Washington. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, maybe it's gonna happen on this end. Maybe this time it's gonna, I'm gonna have a panic attack. I get to the airport. I'm super excited. I'm excited to get on the plane. I'm just like, okay, that was cool. I'm excited. Again, I walked past the first 4 rows. I walked past the middle of the plane. I literally sat on the 5th row this is the end. I literally sat on the 5th row from the end of the plane. No panic attack at all. I said to myself, what if this entire time you have been holding yourself back? You have been allowing fear to hold you back from traveling. You've been allowing fear to hold you back from different things because you were afraid. And I was just like, I could do nothing but just be like, dang, that's some real life stuff. I'm holding myself back because I was afraid of having a panic attack. And then when I would have panic attacks, I would feel embarrassed because it's like, just like with the whole stuttering thing, like I wasn't comfortable with the fact that I stuttered. Like, I wasn't comfortable. But now it's like, I had to accept that. I had to accept, acknowledge, appreciate, and respect the fact that, listen, I literally could have died at 18. I could have died. I would have never been 41. I could have died. And I survived that. I survived with a speech impediment and in the inability to move equally on both sides. I survived. I could have died. But I was so concerned about having a fucking speech impediment. It was the emotion of fear that was holding me hostage. Fear. Y'all see, I like to talk. Y'all probably is listening like, I didn't know you had a speech impediment. I do. Then that's the crazy thing. So when I be telling people, it's like, if you feel like somebody don't like you, you living your life knowing that this person don't like you, why continue to live your life like that? I said to myself when I got on that train, y'all, the train move back and forth, and the doors be going like this, and it be crossing in the train tracks, and we was on like water and mountains. I said to myself, I was like, I knew before I got on the plane, I knew before I got on the train that I had to do that to show myself that I can do it. Like, to show myself, like, that fear, it doesn't exist. It's not real. I know it felt real. Now, I will be the first to tell you, it felt real. It felt so real. But then when I was on a train for 32 hours. 32 hours I was on that train. It was the most liberating experience for me ever. And I was like, fear. False evidence appearing real. Fear. Like when I was like, I wasn't angry. I was disappointed. It was disappointment. That's what it was. But I can't be disappointed because I can't expect anyone to think like me. I can't expect you to think like me because I'm the only person with this brain. I'm the only person with this mindset, this outlook. Like, it's only me. I really think it's important for us to allow ourselves to feel emotions. Like, I was watching Mike Tyson Hot Box, and it was the one where he was talking to Boosie. And, Boosie had just said all of those things about Dwayne Wade, daughter, and all of those things. And then Mike Tyson was like, a lot of people are afraid to be by themselves or be alone because then they will have to deal with the demons that are in them. That hit me. It hit me because I was like, you know what? The moment, like, my world went, like, I didn't lose my hearing, but, like, it went silent. When she left, my world went silent. Like, I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything but sit, and I was just like, I don't know what the hell is going on. And that's when I said, I'm going to work on me. I purposely said, coming into 2021, regardless of all the stuff that was going on, I ain't gonna sit here and act like I didn't wake up on days and wanted to be petty, because listen, I can get petty with the best of them. But when your life is shitty, when your life is filled with, like, heartaches, like you almost die, like you lose your ability to walk and talk, you don't want the rest of your life. That was the start of my life. I don't want that for the rest of my life. That was cool. So I said back in January, I'm going to walk in love and positivity. I don't give a fuck what go on around me. I'm going to walk in love and positivity. And when I tell you, it is not easy to walk in love and positivity. You have to be determined to do that. When I tell you my level of determination, when I tell you my level of strength, listen. If your grandmother or an adult has ever said this to you, this takes a level of strength. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That takes a certain level of strength. It takes a certain caliber of person to do that. When you see things around you, narratives being created, people saying all manner of things, it takes a special kind of person to just continuously love and put out positivity. For 6 months, I've shared positive quotes. I've shared inspirational things. I have literally lived love and positivity. And I was trying to think, I'm like, okay, we are 6 months away from 2022. In a span of a year and a half, I've accomplished everything I've ever set out to do. I was on the train writing down things that I did in my life, and I was just like, despite of every obstacle that was ever thrown in my way, I went through that and accomplished everything I set out to do in life. I didn't even take the moment. I had never taken the moment to sit down and say, I graduated from college. I made history graduating from college. How did you make history? I was the first African American to get a music degree from the school. The school had been going for 70 years. I was the first African American to get. I never, all of my accomplishments, I never took the moment. I never sat down and thought about, I did that. I didn't take that moment for myself. So as I was, on this journey of healing and self-discovery, all of these memories, all of these moments came back to me, and I was like, why didn't I celebrate that? What was I doing? Like, what could I possibly be doing? Wait, not only did I make history one time with my graduation, in order for me to graduate, I had to perform a senior recital, right? For my senior recital, listen, this is how I knew. This is how I knew. I think this is when I knew I should go to law school, because I'm good with the back and forths. Oh, I'm good at that. So they're like, hey, you have to do classical opera. Remember, I told you I was the first. I was the first one. Like, I was the guinea pig, whatever you want to call it. So they was like, hey, you have to do arias. You have to sing in these foreign. I had to do 4 foreign languages, arias, all of that. Yes, I studied classical music, Italian, German, all of that, all of that. And I was like, wait a minute. If I'm gonna be the first, I gotta do this the way I want to do it. When I tell you, the people that had been nice to me for so long became totally other people, they did that. Mind you, I went to a predominantly white school. I'm going to do a story time on that, because my college experience, so when people be talking about the KKK and all them other people, I'm going to give y'all a story time, because I got stories for days. So I'm like, okay, how about this? Let's do a compromise. I will do the first part of my senior recital. I will do everything that y'all asked me to do. The second part, you gotta let me do me, right? They agreed. They didn't make it easy on me, though. They required that I sing arias that was just like, if you know anything about Italian arias, at one point I wanted to be an opera singer. Maybe one day later in life I'll probably still be able to do that. I don't know. But I rose to that challenge. So I became the first African-American female, the first African-American female to do a senior recital, and then graduate. I didn't celebrate that not one time. Newspaper, TVs. Who doesn't celebrate that Who don't celebrate the graduation? I didn't celebrate that not one time. It's just like, okay, it happened. And then on this journey of healing and self-discovery, the thing that I realized about myself, again, is that I was so concerned about everybody around me. Instead of being concerned about myself, I turned that off. If I accomplished something, if I did something, I turned it off, because I didn't want the people around me to feel like, because this is what I always heard, you think you better, you think you know more, you think. Not one time did I think that. Not one time did I say that. Not one time. I didn't want to go to Chapter 220 schools. I didn't want to get up early and get on a bus and have to go out there to be ridiculed every day and have to be, can I touch your hair? I didn't want to do that. That was just the path that was paved for me. And then to come back home and then people feel like, so when I say like, no, maybe you haven't had these experiences, but something happened to you and you probably just turned it off. Like, if you've ever been molested, or you know someone has been molested, and you like guys, if you are a guy and you've been molested, right? Who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to tell that you've been molested? I think you should talk to a therapist, or I think you should find somebody that you could really trust, somebody that's your body would tell you that if you can trust them or not. But who do guys talk to? If you ever watch like guys that be like real into sexual things, or really or some of them even shy away. Like I was talking to someone and I was like, when people are molested, there's these things. Like people be like, they usually really sexually active, or they explore all of the different sexual BDS, BDM, whatever you want to call it. They explore all of that. Or in my case, I was just like, I don't need that. I'm good. I just not, that's not, no. But it was different with whole nother story time. I got so many videos I'm gonna give y'all. But who do, like, if you were somebody that was molested, right? Who did anyone come to you and say, hey, you got molested, this is what you're going to think, or this is what could possibly happen to you? You probably could turn to drugs or alcohol or prostitution or suicidal thoughts. Like, did anybody come and say anything like that to you? Or did you just like, you know what? Or was, I'm pretty sure you probably heard this one. I got molested too, but look at me, I turned out all right. That's when those emotions begin to be turned off. Like, why should I care if no one else cares? You turn your emotions off. So a lot of us turned our emotions off at like, shoot, I wouldn't say 8 for me, but a lot of people turn their emotions off at like 12, 15. Your emotions are off now. You just floating through life. Think about it. You floating through life, like, and then the things that actually pierce your heart, you quickly built that wall up real fast, because it's like, no, I can't feel hurt. I can't feel, like, think about this, right? If you got cheated on or some shitty shit happened to you, was the first thought in your mind, I'm gonna get you back? Or I'm gonna shit on you to make you feel little? Like, for me, I didn't have those things. It was just like, let me pause. Like, soon as people started finding out that I was no longer in a, hey, what's up? Hey, how you? No, no. I need time to myself. I need time to figure out me. I just need time. And it's, when you say that, it's like, the most valuable possession that you have is time. So if you can't even take that time to allow your body to heal, like, heal, cry, scream, shout, jump for joy, be happy, heal, you're only adding more to what's already there. If your Uncle Pete was molesting you, you only adding more to it. Now you're in your 3rd relationship, got your 6th baby daddy, 6th baby mama, whichever it is. You haven't allowed yourself time to heal. Some of you are probably watching this like, I don't need to heal from anything, because I don't let stuff get to me like that. I'm gonna tell you a little secret, right? You might not let stuff get to you like that, but our bodies are like human storage cloud containers. It's like that. Like, think about this, right? You ever been around somebody and they be cool, y'all kicking it, y'all cool? You go to a party or you go somewhere and they have a little drink, and then they want to wild out, they want to fight, they want to do all kinds of crazy stuff, or they want to sleep with everybody that's in. Where do you think that comes from? Somewhere in the back up in here, because I don't, people, this front part, but maybe the middle part or in the back up in here, it's something up in there. That's why a lot of people don't drink, because my godmother used to say it's a sober thoughts of a drunken mind. I think that's what the quote was. And I would start paying attention to people. You go to parties and then people that's trying to fight the person, or they'd always be like, they would get drunk and then they'd be ready to go, and it's like, we just got here, we turning up. But that memory of what happened comes back, and now you can't deal. For me, it's like, I literally had to let go of everything that happened to me. I knew, I knew, like, this was a straw that broke the camel's back. Wait a minute. I done said so many analogies, so many parables in this whole little part two of this. Um, but this was a straw that broke the camel's back for me. I was just like, you know what? I'm letting everything go. I don't even care. I'm letting it all go. I don't even care how I look. I don't care what people say. I don't care none of that, because you know what? At the end of this, when December 30th, 31st, whatever it is, 2021 come around, I am going to be free. You know how they say Lincoln freed the slaves? When I say I'm going to be free, I'm like free from free. Freedom has never been more prevalent for me. Happiness. When you understand that happiness starts right here. Like, they got the whole saying, like, money can't buy happiness and all of those things. Like, depend on where you fall on the coin. You probably be like, if I had a whole bunch of money, I'd be super happy. But in reality, you wouldn't, because now you got grandmas, grandpas, cousins, aunties, uncles coming for your money. You got people you borrowed $10 from when you was 6. Now you owe them $600. They add interest. It, money make people do some crazy things. I'm just gonna say that, and we've all seen it multiple times. Get married to people, divorce people, cheat on people, have babies by people. Listen, y'all, we all done experienced it. But when you look at your life, right? I be telling people to go past 2020, but most people can't get that. For me, I can look at 2020 and I was just like, I was so happy. I had just scored a documentary. I had just celebrated my 40th birthday. I thought, smooth sailing. We rest of our life. And then it was just like, wait, what? What's going on? Oh, this is what we doing right now. And then a couple of weeks ago, one of my friends passed away. I still haven't even processed that yet. I still, every day I wake up and be like, I can't believe that they're gone. It hasn't registered yet. But this person was important because this person was integral in that situation. This person was so vocal about a lot of things. Hmm. Mm-hmm. It was so heartbreaking to know that he's no longer here. We won't be able to laugh and joke with him. It's it's just reality setting in. And so I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I tell everybody that I love them. I tell you guys all the time because I really do love you. I don't know if the people around you are telling you that, but I love you. I really do. Because I really believe that we could all be better human beings. When I think about him, and I would just laugh at the jokes that we would laugh, like, laugh. And we had this running joke. It's like, anybody happy at home? It was just laughter and love. And just have somebody close to you die in the midst of what is already a hard time for you. It's just like, it's a lot. So when they was like, hey, do you want to come to Vegas? I was like, yes, I do. And I went and I had the best time ever. Shout out to Get Lit with Mo, Rasta Swisher, Vaughn and the Crazy Adventures, Danae and Leo. Shout out to all of y'all. Pooh. Shout out to all of y'all for treating me like a queen. I appreciate that. When I tell you, like, when shitty things happen to you, or when your life seems like it's going in the crapper, but you can find positive things in that, I wouldn't trade. You know, people would be like, if you could go back and do it all over, would you change anything? I wouldn't change anything, because all of my experiences in my life showed me how strong, how confident. I'm gonna tell y'all this story, right? I did my ancestry, and I realized that, like, there's musicianship, entrepreneurship, and I'm missing one, teaching, education. Stuck out. I went 6 generations back that way. I was gonna say up, but I don't even know. I'm still figuring out all of this stuff. 6 generations back. Musicianship, entrepreneurship, and education. Automatically right out the gate, I was like, I'm not gonna be nobody's teacher. I don't want to be a teacher. Nope, not gonna be one. Everybody in my family is teachers. Nah, I'm not gonna be no teacher. Who the fuck I look like being a teacher? Nope, not gonna be a teacher. 2020 roll around. You know, I was already reevaluating my life, because, you know, a global fucking pandemic happened. It was the beginning of it. So I'm like, okay. And I sat down and I was like, I really don't want to be a teacher, but all of the signs in my life is pointing to me being a teacher. And I'm like, I don't really want to be a teacher. This situation happened. I crossed over into 2021, and I was just like, you know, like, I guess it's cool to have affirmations. Now, I didn't know it was an affirmation, but I was like, you know what? I'm taking my hands off of everything. Clearly, I thought I knew what I was doing with a marriage. That didn't work. I thought I knew what I was doing with, you know, my life, but clearly that ain't work. 'Cause look at me, I'm a emotional wreck. I just want to live my life with love and positivity. That's where I just want to live my life. You know, that whole teaching thing I told y'all I didn't want to do. The moment I was like, I'm gonna stop running from being a teacher. I'm gonna be a teacher. Opportunities literally like fell from the sky, and I just was walking into Starbucks. I don't even drink Starbucks. Walking into Starbucks, like, hey, don't you? Yeah, you know, send us over an invoice, and I'm just sitting here looking like, what? Are you trying to tell me I could have just accepted the fact that I was going to be a teacher, and I could have did this years ago? But it was all a part of the process, because had this situation not happened, I wouldn't have took the journey. I wouldn't be where I am right now. I'm talking to you about emotions, being real emotional. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful. Like, when I look at it, like, you know, when you look at situations, like, you probably looking at your, like, whatever situations. Like, Ray, I don't know if you came back. I am so sorry about that. I didn't have anything to do with it, but it's just reading that. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, and I feel like in my situation, I was like, you know what? If we talk about everything, even if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, but you are able to find the words to put to that, we can overcome anything. Anything, regardless of what it is, we can overcome it. So this whole thing is tripping me out, because I haven't spoke to her about this at all. Like, when I say I haven't spoke to her like 4, maybe 5 times since September, and that was to make sure that we got our divorce finalized and everything. Other than that, we didn't speak about none of this. Nothing. And that's the part that's weirding me out. Like, dang, I'm nothing. And then you go into that whole, I didn't mean, like, somebody was like, she didn't give a fuck about you. I was like, whoa, 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 pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. I'm not going to go that far, but I will say this, right? None of this had anything to do with me. However, there's going to come a day and a time, you know, they say history has a way of repeating itself, but there's going to come a day and a time, and there's going to be a trigger, maybe a cruise, maybe a baby, who knows what the trigger is. And then there's going to be a thought, like, there was this woman that I was with. It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. I thought the moment I accepted this offer, I paused and I cried because I said, I remember that her and I was sitting and we were talking about we were going to do these things, and these things are happening, but she's not here, but they're still happening. Hi, Kim Kim. It's going to happen. She gonna remember. And when she do, maybe it'll be time for a conversation. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But it's going to happen. Am I holding my breath on that? No. But I tell you what I am. I will never allow anyone to ever disrespect her because of who she is, who she was, who she will always be in my life. I won't ever. If you know me, it's not going to happen. Even when I be talking on here, I don't put too much information. I will tell y'all, but I don't put too much information. You know when they say that your eyes twitching, most people be saying stress, but I looked it up and said people be talking about you. Oh, it's good? I should go get me one, huh? That was just a little humor, throwing a little humor up in there. But no, I really feel like when you talk about our emotions, we need to be able to put words to our emotions, because we don't do that. We just don't feel. We know that we're hurting, but we don't acknowledge the hurt because we already moved on to something new. What I need to worry about being hurt for, because I got somebody new. This is what I think, right? I think whenever you get ready to get in a relationship, I think y'all should really sit down and be like, hey, tell me about your past. Tell me about your exes. Tell me about all of that. Most people be like, I don't want to know that, because no, you probably should. Because maybe that person come from a family of domestic violence, or a family of molesters, or a family of thieves. Like, you need to know where they come from, you know? You need to understand and know, like, this could possibly happen. Like, how did your parents work out? Or you probably need to know those kind of things. You just know I'm gonna pick you up. Oh, you got a hot dog on me. We've been hanging out since I got back. You miss your Kiki? You want to go back over there? Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Bobo, can you go get some more food over there? She said no. Look, Bobo, can you go over there? I'm trying to talk to the people on YouTube. Here. Look, your mama give you some food? Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm back. But I really feel like this is important, especially when it comes to men and women. It's important because, like when I said that it's important for parents to talk to their kids, because your kids will one that. Who are you yelling at? Because your kids will want... She is really eating. I'm sorry, y'all. Because your kids will one day grow up to be adults, right? And they're going to get in relationships. And then you have to think about what they learned in your household. And you probably sitting there right now, it's like, my kids don't know nothing because they're kids. They don't even think about stuff. But the reality of it is they know a lot. They know a lot more than you give them credit for. You ever think about the bully that goes to school and be fighting everybody or, picking on people? Most people don't even think about the experiences that child is having at home. Maybe they getting bullied. Maybe they're not being cared for at home. That's why it's important to, think about other people. Like, when they say, if you put the shoe on the other foot, if you think about it, like, you ever was driving or you go into a gas station, I don't know, maybe where you live, if y'all had this, but when you go into the store here or you drive up on the main fairway, there's people sitting out there with signs and they're like, hey, could you help me or give me money for food or whatever, right? And people would always be like, fuck them, I'm not gonna get them shit and all this stuff because they ain't gonna smoke. They're gonna smoke and drink and do all that stuff. And I just thought to myself, like, that is such a cruel way to live, right? We don't want to give to the people that's sitting on the corner or have a sign. Like, that's working because you're sitting out there. But, girl, what are you doing? Technically, that's working. But, it's not hot dog. Sorry, y'all. Hot dog. I always would put myself in that situation. Like, what would I want somebody to do if I was in that situation? I would want you to I wouldn't want you to look at me and be like, oh, she a bum, or oh, she out here begging, or I would want you just to give. Like, if you think about it, right? When you go to pay your car note or you go to pay your cable bill, you don't be like, hey, if they go take this money to buy little kids or go purchase prostitutes, or you don't think about none of that. You just, I'm paying my bill, I'm gonna keep my lights on, you pay your rent. You don't think about none of that. Like, we don't think about none of that only when we see somebody less fortunate than us. Like, I couldn't imagine me like, nah, I'm not gonna give. I literally break my neck. Not really break my neck, but I give to those people because I remember when I was homeless, right? I wanted somebody to look out for me. I had people that looked out for me. I did. The person that left me, she slept in her car with me. Like, she had places that she could have went. She had family members here in the city that she could have went and stayed, but she didn't. She was with me. So it's things like that for me that's like, I would never let somebody disrespect her. I don't care what happened. I would never let nobody disrespect her because when I needed her, she was there for me. It's like people be out here having baby mamas, baby daddies, and they be all over social media. They be doing all this stuff, letting the new people do all this stuff. You got to remember, them people was there for you when you had nothing. Nothing. So anybody say anything slick out the way, I'm listening. Anybody know me? I'm on your ass. On you. You're not gonna disrespect her at all. I made have told y'all what happened. Y'all not gonna disrespect her, especially if you don't know her. There's no reason for you to be disrespecting her and you don't know her. You only know the story that I told you. That's where I be like, I don't understand how people be like, he said, she said, and then still be. Do y'all hear this little? She's not even 1 year. She's not one yet. She's yelling at me because I'm not gonna pick her up. I'm still not gonna pick her up. Who she think? I'm 41. I'm not picking her up. I'm not picking you up. You're getting barbecue sauce all on my shirt. She's looking at the camera like I'm gonna pick her up. I'm not gonna pick her up. I'm gonna keep talking. Anyways, I don't understand how people be like he say, she say stuff, right? Let me tell you. Let me throw this out there, right? If you go to church, here's my religious speak. You go to church, right? If you have ever heard like Jesus hates, you know, the God of love is what they say. He hates, right? She's not really crying. She's just making this noise so that I can pick her up. See? And then she don't want her mama to pick her up. I got kids. These pandemic kids, I'm trying to tell y'all, they built different. They are built entirely different. These pandemic kids, if you got one, you got to keep your eyes on them because they... Anyways, what was I talking about? I forgot. I literally forgot what I was talking about. Parents? I don't know. But we're going to go to parents, right? If you are a parent, it's important for you to love on your child. If you have a young boy, it's important for you to allow your young son to cry, to figure out, oh, this is what I want to talk about. Have you ever taken the time to think about your child and how much control parents have over kids? Like, you even have so much control where you try to tell your child what their favorite color is. And they can't even talk. They can't even tell you what their favorite color is. You choose their favorite color. You choose their sex. You choose the sports they play. You choose the songs they sing. You choose everything for them. And then, when they get to a certain age where they can start to think for themselves, you get mad. Because they are becoming the individual that they are. Then you want to punish them or hush them, or it's another word I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure somebody knows this. You want them to like bend to your will. You want them to cheerleader or something, and it's like you want to continue that on. Like, listen, when I'm gonna tell y'all about my college experience, but I had a lot of kids, there wasn't kids, they was like young adults or whatever. And like their parents was like doctors, lawyers, accountants, and all of these different things. And they were like, you know, the first year they're like, hey, what are you studying? I'm like, well, I'm pre-med, or why are you studying that? You know. And I'm like, well, what are you studying? And they're like, well, I'm studying pre-med too, or I'm studying nursing, but I really want to do journalism, or I really want to do music. And I was like, why don't you? Well, because my dad is a doctor, my dad's dad, and they would go back to the lineage. And I was just thinking like, oh, that's a horrible way to live. To not be who you are. I thought like when all of this is happening, and then like my friend dying last, I just thought, like, I don't want to live 41 fucking years on this earth and not do what I want to do. Like, I don't want to live and not go to see the places. So when I told y'all earlier this year I was going international, I am going international. I'm building myself up, like, because I know it's going to be, like, hours on a plane. So I just have to take plane rides, like, 5 to... in 32 hours. So I'm building it up. I'm getting there. But how dare I say I want to go live in another country or do something grand and don't do it? Because of fear. Because I'm afraid that people are going to talk about me. Like, oh, that was something I want to talk about too. If you are worried about what other people say, they're already saying it. Stop worrying. If you are gay and you're worried about people calling you gay, they're already calling you gay. You may as well come out the closet. You may as well live your life. You don't even have to come out the closet. Just do you. If people understood like how important it is to just do you, we'll have a lot more happier people around here. because they understand the importance of doing you. Me, I'm loving my life. I'm living. I wish things didn't turn out the way they did, but I'm actually happier that they did turn out the way they did because I can care for myself now. I can care for myself. You know, you'll hear people like, you should be worried about yourself. You don't be thinking about that because you're like, I'm the oldest. I got to make sure they good. I got to make sure. Now I'm just like, fuck that. I'm worried about me. I'm out here about me. It's about me. It's about me being happy. I told you, like, I allow myself to be angry, disappointed. I allow all of these feelings so I can know what they feel like. So that in the event that, you know, somewhere down the line I start dating again and, you know, we break up, I'm not going to be as broke up about it. I will be sad. I will be disappointed. But I'm going to be good because I survived. I survived a fucking pandemic and divorce. I did that. I am doing that. I didn't plan on doing it, but I'm doing that. See, I can smile and all this stuff now, but 10 months ago, I couldn't even pull a sentence together. I tell you, what a difference a day makes. I'm telling you. Let me see what time it is. Oh, I done been on here talking to y'all. This is part 2. The first one, oh, really? The first one cut out, but y'all came back and hung with me. I appreciate y'all. Because y'all didn't have to. But y'all came. Because y'all rocks with me, and I rocks with y'all. Because, you know, it's what it is. If you didn't take anything away from part 1 or part 2, this is what I want you to walk away with this. This is what I want you to walk away with. Use your words. If you feel in any kind of way, if you're in a relationship, if you are a child, if you are a parent, talk, kids, teenagers, if you're watching this, talk to your parents. Parents, talk to your children. Y'all know we got social media, and these kids ain't supposed to be on social media, but they be on social media. Talk to your kids. Because if you don't talk to them, that adult on the other end or that teenager on the other end of that computer will talk to them. Will make them feel special. Will make them feel like they are the greatest gift to this world. And then they will take them and do ungodly things to them. And your child, that innocent child that you have, won't be innocent anymore. Now their mind is open. They're open to the world. So now they have to be out here and see what's going on. Parents, if you have a teenager, talk to your children. Talk to them about drinking and smoking and partying and doing all of that. I'm not saying talk to them and tell them how bad it is. Give them realities. If you are an adult and you smoke and you drink, tell them the realities of it. Tell them, like, listen, if you're going to smoke, watch the people while they rolling up, because you never know what people be smoking nowadays. You don't. You know, it could be K2, it could be laced with all this. Just look out for your people. That's all I'm going to say. Just look out for your people. Look out for your people. I'm going to say this again. Use your words. That's the time and use of your words are 2 of the most powerful things that you have. Use them. I'm definitely going to tell you, I'm not going to let you see my 41-year-old face and my hair that's really growing. Could y'all tell it's really growing? I'm going to go ahead and let Vaughn, hook me up again. And leave without me telling you to love yourself. Love yourself. Before you can love anybody else, you have to first love yourself. Love yourself. Know yourself. Know yourself inside and out. Don't let nobody tell you what you like and you don't like. And you won't go eat some greens and you don't like greens. Don't do that. You survived a global fucking pandemic. Live your fucking best life. Trust yourself. I'm going to say this before. I said this before. I'm going to continue to say this. Trust yourself. Your body. You should start paying attention to it. It'll tell you what to put in it. It'll tell you what not to put in it. It'll tell you where to go. It will tell you. You just have to listen to it. Trust yourself. And for the love of humanity in 2021, we are 6 months away from 2022. Be yourself. You don't want to pass away. You don't want to die. You don't want to get sick. You don't want to lose a limb and be wishing you could have played basketball or did whatever. You want to live your best life right now, today. Well, it's probably night where you live. But tomorrow, when you get up in the morning, decide that you're going to do whatever it is you set out to do. If you set out to be a police officer, or I don't know about that one, but if you set out to be a lawyer, a doctor, a daycare worker, a pediatrician, just have your own lip line or whatever you set out to do that. Don't care about what everybody thinks, because somebody is listen, I'm going to tell you, somebody is always going to like you. Somebody is always going to not like you. Somebody is always going to disagree with you. Somebody is always going to agree with you. Once you know these things, that's just like you're going to be happy, sad, cry, laugh, be afraid. You're going to, all of these, as long as you are alive, you're going to experience these emotions. So if you allow yourself to experience them, the next time they come around, it is not as detrimental to you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt as much. It still hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much. And anyone who has ever said to you, I love you, but cannot accept, acknowledge, respect, appreciate you, and love you for being authentically you. Not who they want you to be, not who they feel that you should be, but being authentically you. You do not need them. Need I remind you, you are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic. You should be living your best life right now. I think that's just going to be my quote for this entire week. You should be living your best life right now. And that's going to be my quote for this entire week, because you know why? Because we are going into the 7th month of 2021. Do y'all know that would mean that it was like 5 more months until it's all over? And 2022 is coming. Have you accomplished at least one thing you set out to do this year? One. I'm not saying make a list. I told y'all to make a list back in January. I'm not saying make a list. I'm not telling y'all to do all of that. One thing you set out to do. One. Well, I'm going to go because Kim is being a brat right now. You going to say hi? You ain't gonna say hi? Right, he's shooting cards. I'm pretty sure if my brother is watching this, he's going to come down here and he's going to get you. And I'm pretty sure, watch. Y'all saw the other time I was over here and he came down here with the quickness. Anyways, I love you. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Thank you for all of the birthday wishes. I'm going live. I'm going live every day because I'm working on a nursery rhyme album and I'm working on my debut EP. I got so many things happening. Y'all gonna see a lot more travel vlogs. There's so much stuff going on right now. I'm trying to tell y'all. Tune in. Y'all should tap in because we about to do this. Oh, really? Kids. I just might be sharing with y'all. I just might be having my own baby. You never know. Because the way life is set up right now. You never know. Anyways, I love y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified. I didn't know you had food in your hand and that was all over my shirt. And she laughs. Who laughs? That's these pandemic kids. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified the next time that I go live or just upload another video. I am going live this week. Hey, tune in. We gonna get it cracking. Stop. Cracking, right, Bubba? Right, Bubba? My shirt. Come here. My shirt. But listen, I love y'all. I'm gonna continue saying it. I love you. I believe in you. It is time for you to get up out your seat, get up off that chair, get up out that bed, and get to doing what you know you need to do. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Peace.